Hello, world. This is All Positive Network. I'm Rashawn.
And I'm Amber.
And we're here to bring you positive vibes and life lessons. Today, we're going to talk about colorism. I got my beige co-host right here, man. And I know she's been all over the world. She's been to a few different countries. Me personally, I've been to several different countries. And tell us, you've been to the UK, right?
Mm-hmm,
You've been to UK, you've been to Paris?
I went specifically to London. So it was different out there. And I really liked it. And I ran into, I don't know what the correct term is, but I ran into some people that you would just say, quote unquote, black people. But
they're black.
But I mean, they knew where they came from, having conversations with them.
Because that's what I've always said about the American black person doesn't have a culture.
Yeah, we don't have any roots there.
We don't have any roots. We don't know. We don't have our own flag. We don't have really our own language. But I think a lot of other black people from other countries, they may not classify themselves as being the term black, but they know their culture and they know where they're from and they can trace their roots. So, how being that you're beige and you was over there, how were you treated in other countries? How were they treating you?
I was always welcome with open arms. So I met a couple soccer players when I was in London, and we had a conversation about America, and they asked me specifically where was I from, outside of just America, United States or whatever, and I told them I didn't know, but they knew where they were from. So
I understand what you're saying.
So it was different, but I came to think of them as being aware of themselves, a lot more than what I felt inside.
Okay. Yeah. Because
what you about to say?
No, I was letting you go.
Yeah, so it was really interesting talking to them.
I know I was in the military for a little while, and I was in Germany, and I used to go to other countries, and one thing I know for sure that I never got pulled over in Germany. Like driving in the economy, driving outside of base. I never got pulled over by the police.
You ever get on the Autobahn, by the way?
Oh, yeah, you have to. I mean, Autobahn, there's no speed limit. I got an accident on there. I got a very bad accident. Man. I never forget the date.
We'll have to talk about that one.
Yeah, I was going 100 some miles per hour. And man. I'll discuss it with you. I had one of those Patrick Swayze ghost moments.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I was afraid, but we'll go into that. But I never... One thing I learned about Germany, I got over there because, and I'm going to tell you this, it might sound stupid, it might sound strange, but I grew up around all dark-skinned people. Mom's side of the family's dark. I hung out all dark-skinned friends. So up to the age when I was I remember I was about 15 years old, and I can say this girl's name because there's a million of them out there. There was this girl named Shannon who was talking to over the phone. He talked to the girl over the phone, and my cousin and this other guy, and my other guy knew what she looked like. I was like, what does Shannon look like? She's like, she's cute. She light skinned like you. No, thank you. I ain't light skinned. I was like, you talking about somebody else? So I met Shannon at the Town Commons on July 4th that year, and I'm like, man, Shannon's a light-skinned girl. She's a cute girl. Very chic, man. I really wasn't into her like that, but I think she was pretty dope. But fast forward to my 20s when I was overseas, and what I learned is that those European women, German women, they love dark-skinned men. So I'm over there. I'm like, yo, I know I look better than some of these dudes. Why do the girls like them more? And it's like, yo, they like dark men. I was like, oh, man. And that's when I discovered. I'm like, okay, man. I had a long look in the mirror that I always in. I'm like, dude, I ain't dark. And then when I would come back, I would stay gone for 2 years, and I would come back home, and I would notice that, man, I'm a little bit lighter than my family. I didn't know. I really didn't know. And the first time I came back after being gone from the state for about 3 years, man, the sun was so hot. I like, dude, I don't remember it being this hot. I couldn't take it being outside in the sun, man. It was 200 degrees outside. It was like I was hurting, man. But that's when I knew, man. I was like, and you went to ECU as well, right?
I did.
Well, did a lot of your classes were your classes like mixed with black and white people, or was it like more white?
It's more white.
And I had that as well. And I remember I hollered at this girl in one of my classes. I was talking with her. You know, we went on a date and whatnot. And she ended up telling me, it was a dark girl too, dark skin, bad chick, man. Oh my gosh, she was fine. And she told me, she's like, I didn't think you like black people. I'm like, why would you say that? She's like, all you do is talk to white people in class. And I had to explain to her, like, look, man, it ain't but 3 black people in the class means you one other black guy. So who else I'm gonna talk to?
Sound like she thought you was Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, I'm like, it ain't no but white people in our classes. Like all my classes I think I had one class with we had 5 black people. That's the most I had in like my classes. You should have 5 black people in one of those classes. And that was it was some anthropology class. I was an anthropology department, so you know how that goes.
Yeah.
There's nothing. They got one black teacher in the whole department.
Wow.
In the whole department in anthropology. They may have got more now, but back then. But you go into classes, man, and some of these classes be having like 100 people in there, and it's like 3 black people in there, 3 or 4 black people. So all I'm talking to is white people. It's not because I don't like black people; just all is in there. And that hurt me when she said that, because I'm thinking a lot of people might view me as me thinking I'm better than somebody else because I go to ECU and I'm on campus and I talk to nothing but white people in the class, because that's all that's there. And that's what I told you about you. I was like, man, I thought she was an Oreo because she's some college educated chick and she ain't speak to the God and she's beige and that's why I always had a resentment towards beige people. I don't know why I always had a resentment towards them, man.
Let's talk about it though.
What?
So you realized you were beige, correct?
Well, not necessarily beige, but,
When you were
but I'm a little bit lighter than the average person.
So will you admit that now?
I don't think I'm beige. I think I'm just I'm darker than you. I know that much.
Lord have mercy. I tell you. Well, let's talk about within our community, you know, we have like a lot of dark skin versus light skin, and it's brown skin. It's a lot of that going on.
I don't like that, man, because one thing you don't know, my hair is growing gray now here, but I don't know, when you first met me, it used to be brown.
It used to be brown.
Yeah, it used to be brown, and my hair was brown too.
It's like a little reddish tint.
Yeah, it was red. It was brown. And my hair, when I was in my 30s, my hair started growing brown, and I didn't know why that was happening. I'm about to tell you. I'm about to hit you with something that you don't know. I'm about to hit you with something right here that you never knew, and and you don't hold that against me. You better not tell nobody else, even though it's on the podcast. You better not tell nobody outside this podcast.
I'm not gonna tell nobody.
Even if they might hear it up here, but I was wondering, like, where is this red? Because I always dye my hair black. Used to always dye, and I still dye it black today because it was growing. It was growing reddish brown. And I was in Burger King one day, and the girl was like, "Oh my God, like I wish my hair grew brown." I was like, "That's it, no." Because some chicks, dark skinned girls, they'll talk to guys just because they're light skinned. I had a girl tell me that. She's like, "I like light skinned guys." You know, I had to stop talking to her. I'm serious. I just think that's self-hate. You like, I'm going after a light skinned guy. You darker. I don't like that, man.
I mean, you like dark skinned chicks though.
That's different.
You wanna like, usually men want to please the woman they're with. So if they go after that, what, you wanna do that? No?
Oh, that's different though.
Come on,
you gotta respect me for me, not from what skin tone, man.
Yeah, but when you first meet someone, it's usually about the outer. And then you get to know that person.
Not necessarily. Well, that's how it should be. But me personally, I'm not really concerned with what a girl looks like, because if you're with a girl from what she looks like, that's gonna wear off when you see them every day.
So what about beige chicks? Like, we're talking about colorism. Come on, Sean, be honest.
I really got to do better, man. I think that a lot of stuff that me talking, because I said, well, like, I don't want no beige babies. I made that comment, and I never married white. I've dated beige girl, but I never married a beige girl. But I really do think that's wrong, and I was wrong for saying. I honestly say I was wrong for that, and that shouldn't matter. It's just a personal preference, but I was wrong for it. And I'm gonna hit you with a bombshell now. Mom's side of the family's dark. I found out my dad's side of the family. I met my dad. I've always known my dad, but I found out some information. And I asked him, like, why is my hair red? Why I got these freckles? Why my skin is like? And his wife the time she told me, she's like, well, the side family is white people.
I knew it. I knew it.
You don't be telling nobody stuff.
I was just saying.
And they and they show a
man, oh
picture.
my
It's like
God.
my dad. It's like my dad's grandmother was a white woman. I said I got a picture. It's an Irish white woman. Now you can't go around.
This is interesting.
Okay,
people.
so when I got that picture. I forgot where I put that picture at, but because my aunt had told me I would see my aunt all the time at this place where I would go, and she worked there at the library. So I see my aunt all the time. I know it was my aunt until later. They told me, I'm like, man, I see this lady all the time. This is a beige lady with brown hair, and she told me, she gave me the picture. I'm like, it's an Irish white woman. Man, I'm like, wow, that's my great grandmother, white woman.
See, you can get to know your roots then.
And that means my dad's side of the family is white people. And
Yeah.
side family. I'm like, wow.
Embrace it. So you're gonna embrace it now?
No, I was and that made me feel bad because I always criticize these light skinned brothers. You always see these light skinned brothers always the most pro black dudes, man. I don't like what, and I used to criticize them like, man, I hate these pro black beige dudes, man. I can't stand these dudes, man. Then I'm like, yo, that's what I am. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, oh my God, because one dude told me that too. He's like, yo, you talk that, but like you the same way. Like, but because I never saw myself as being beige or light skinned. You know what I'm saying? So,
Which you clearly are. We're the same complexion people.
we're not the same. Look, you're a little bit like me. You know what I'm saying? You can see this picture that I just put up with our hands together. You can see this picture with our hands together. She's lighter than I am. She's like 5 shades lighter than me. You know, so. I'm not.
We're healing, people. We're healing. I'm gonna get Sean to admit one day that he's beige.
I'm not. Look, I'm just a little lighter than some people, but I'm lighter than my mother and lighter than my mom's side family. But I'm not beige.
We're here to grow, people. We're here to grow, and Sean is gonna grow.
Colorism is a bad thing, though, man.
It is.
I just think that I shouldn't look down on people because they're light skinned no more than dark skinned people look down. Because dark skinned people see a light skinned person, they're like, oh, they think they better than everybody else, and that's not true. I'm just as black as you, man. I don't have to prove that I'm just as black as you.
Yeah, I've definitely got that a lot. You know, especially growing up in middle school, high school, like throughout my whole life, I believe. Like, you know, people always say I thought I would, you know, look like I was better than them, you know, dark-skinned people.
Yeah.
But I didn't never hold that against them. You know, we're all black and we're all human. And I feel like we should all strive to work together in this world because, you know, it's a lot going on out here. We're trying to send positive vibes out.
It's positive vibes, and like I said, I was wrong for talking about beige people and saying I never date a beige chick again and all this stuff. But you can't help who your soulmate is, or you fall in love with, man. So you shouldn't say that because you might meet a person that would give you a kidney if you needed it, and that would be a beige person. So I wouldn't turn it down.
I'm not gonna refuse the kidney.
I'm not gonna refuse a kidney from a beige person. I can tell you that much if I needed it. But yeah, that's what it is, man. But yeah, this colorism has got to stop. Colorism's got to stop because we all black and some of us are lighter than others, but we can we're all black one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? We should all get along. You know what I'm saying? If we can talk together, we can eat together, we can pray together, we can be together. So
amen.
That's the way I feel about it. And this episode, you got anything else to add?
I think that covers it.
Okay, this is the All Positive Network. I am Rashawn.
And I'm Amber.
And we have given you positive vibes and life lessons. Peace.